Recording.
Oh, folks, here we are again. This is it's not a blog, it's a
Podcast.
podcast we're calling
A
it.
vlog, a podcast,
Blog.
video log.
That sounds up more uptown. doesn't it? Yeah.
That's what we're going for. We're uptown people.
Podcast, yeah. I was gonna talk about a little bit about UFOs and UAPs. You know what a UAP is?
An unidentified aerial phenomenon. No?
No, you're wrong. Wrong.
I
Unidentified.
thought it was that too.
I thought
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
Yeah, it's unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Oh.
It's hard to remember. isn't
Anomalous, so that they can blame it on like northern lights or
Yeah.
gas in the
Yeah.
sky, or
it? It's,
right.
it's just a way
pilot
to
farted and it came out the jet.
cover it
thing.
up. Anyway, I downloaded this off of Google, and this person was writing for Google. And I'm not sure who it was. There are several names here, but
Google?
But they say that the belief in UFOs is getting to the point that it's dangerous. And I wondered what they meant by dangerous. And
Yeah.
so farther into the note, they said, well, what people tend to do is use a little paranoia and say, well, the government's covering it up. But then this fellow says, well, there's no evidence whatsoever that there is even extraterrestrials or that anybody has ever come, to the stuff and that so.
But look at the picture they put in this article.
Yeah, and that's something.
I don't think that's an actual picture of an alien.
No.
Just-
So they talk about it's dangerous. That they're,
Yeah.
that's because they're,
Right.
yeah.
Hollywood hasn't helped that either,
No.
though, right? Yeah. Like, how many Hollywood movies have you seen where the aliens are coming to invade? Yeah.
Long heads and stuff. Well, they seem to say that from Ancient Aliens too. When you watch Ancient Aliens or something, they tend to talk that way. Well, what I was wondering though, they say there's no evidence. Well, American jurisprudence takes that somebody actually saw something as kind of evidence, don't they?
What does?
Eyewitness, you mean?
Okay.
Eyewitness, yeah. That they say,
They convict people on eyewitnesses.
right, and yet they say here that there is no evidence. Well,
That's a great point.
yeah, that's what I thought. It's it depends on who's talking and what you're talking about. But from a scientific point of view, if they think that they actually have to have a flying saucer in their hands that they can feel and guys they can shake hands with or something like that, then that could be reasonably correct. However, there's the whole idea that there's like from Roswell, there was people, little people that they saw, that somebody saw. They come forward and do that, even though they were told never to say anything. And their deathbed, they do say something, stuff like that. So what I'm wondering is what do they claim is evidence and what do they claim is not? Eyewitness, somebody lands in your yard with a disc, and they get out of the disc and you say, well, I saw them, they were in the backyard. And so the science people say, no, you didn't see anything. No, there was nothing there. Well, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
It is ridiculous.
You have two different ways uh, of getting evidence, and I tend to think that the American jurisprudence way for aliens, extraterrestrials, is probably better. Yeah.
So, get ready. Here it goes.
Get ready. Get ready, she said.
So, there is no proof of God. It is what people have experienced. It is what people have been, God told me or the Holy Spirit told me, and they're a holy man, so we believe them. But there is no proof of God, yet we all believe in God.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know you do. So why could that not be? Why is this article, and why do people try to tell? And I don't think it's just the American people. I think it's the world that there is no aliens. Why are we so afraid of that? And why do we believe in something that we can't see? Why do we all pray to God, and there's no proof of him, or her, or it, or the?
I mean, I think they're very similar in that respect, right?
I do too.
Like, considering it's all faith-based, like, you believe that there's something out there, or you don't. It's either somebody landed a disc in your backyard and had an interaction, or that person is cuckoo bananas and is
Yeah,
looking
or the
for
bush
attention.
just lit on fire out of
Yeah.
nowhere,
Yeah.
or it didn't.
Yeah. I don't know. For an article to come out and say, like, no, never, not going to happen, feels like a pretty
really-
big departure, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's got to be something in this big wide world that we live in, this universe.
Why do they not want us to think there's aliens, do you think?
I have no idea.
Hmm.
What he claimed there was the distance to star clusters is way too far for people to travel, or for aliens to travel.
Well, with the technology we have.
Well, that's the whole idea. That's saying, well, yeah, with the technology that we have and can understand right now, yeah, that's probably correct. However, that's presuming that there is that these characters that are zooming around in spaceships don't have any greater technology to come here. Yeah? For instance, you can sit and you watch it. Excuse me, and they can flip around a big object with almost no effort. Or they say the people that have watched this have said. Here again, these are crazy people, of course, that are watching it, yeah, and reporting it. That you can't do that because you would be smashed against the side because of the gravity.
G-force, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that presumes that they don't have a different way of sense of gravity, or this thing operating in a totally isolated and different gravitational field that they can set up. And, so that's how come they like one scientist thought they're probably coming on a sightseeing tour. And they see him in these cigar-shaped things, and excuse me, and there's people now that are trying to get the idea of anti-gravity to be worked with by scientists, and a particular fellow by the name of Paul LaViolette, a physicist, has written a book about it, and so they talk about a lot of things that nobody else is talking about.
This guy that wrote this is a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs dude anyway. So
What's that?
all this is ultimately encouraging problems for society. All this is ultimately encouraging conspiracy theorists which could undermine trust in democratic institutions. There have been humorous calls to storm Area 51, and after storming of the Capitol in 2021, it now looks like an increasingly dangerous possibility that they're going to storm Area 51.
Well, they tried at one point, and it was a total
Yeah.
bust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was, yeah.
yeah, it really was.
You want to get shot.
So I
that's
wonder
a
why
good
this
way to do
cat
it,
doesn't want. I wonder why.
It's funny because like if your point is this conspiracy theory could uproot democracy, wouldn't it also remain true that their existence would upset democracy?
Absolutely.
So if that remains true, then it's just as likely it's a conspiracy as it is not,
Right.
right?
So
And
now-
the thing about conspiracy theories is like
There's
some of them are proven true, right? Like I don't want to get political, but that last politics cycle when they were burying information on Twitter and Facebook, and then it came out years
That they
later
were?
that they actually were. Like that's just one example, but
Yeah.
who's to say like some of these conspiracy theories don't have some sort of truth to them?
Yeah.
I think the most recent interesting thing I've heard about UFOs was somebody basically saying, if technology eventually goes the way that it's going for us and other societies, what is the reason to put a living being in a ship and send it anywhere? In other words, if your technology is so advanced that it can go, fly through space, gather information, and send it back to the mothership, like our technology could potentially do in the near future, then what's the point in ever stepping foot in a spaceship and flying away?
Yeah. Unless the technology is not the only thing they're seeking. You know, you
Right.
can't, again, you go down a hole. I mean,
Yeah.
you go down a rabbit hole with this, you know, you go into time travel, you go into what if this is, you know, yeah, you go into all kinds of stuff, but what if it's actually not the technology that obviously that they would be seeking because they have better technology than us, but what if it is, you know, that we're all kind of a petri dish test planet almost, where they're seeing the humans are destroying each other,
Yeah.
and the humans are actually going to be our own meteor.
Yeah, but
you
I
know?
guess like the point would be like say that is their drive. They could essentially send a remote drone out to that location to gather that information. Like society's folding in on itself. They can't figure out how to take care of the fires in a major city. Like
Right.
you know, but that information can all be handled by a remote being or a remote piece of technology.
But if the being itself
Yeah.
is similar to the human, which they and again we're just dream tripping here, but if it's similar to the human in that it has empathy, curiosity, love, all these things, or if we are what they are in the past, they are our future.
Dude, when are you gonna write your sci-fi novel?
Seriously.
Can we talk about
But
it?
what if that is the piece and they have those same soul? What if they have a soul, which they do, I'm sure? Then that soul, that empathy, that all of those things, that curiosity would not allow them just to send a drone ship. Look at us now trying to send things to Mars, you know, trying to do that kind of stuff. And yet the human wants to be a part of it. The curiosity, the knowing, the touching, the feeling, I have to say I was there kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, are all aliens, if they exist, which I believe they do, built the same? The answer is no. How could they be if they have a soul? Do they have a soul? I'm
Yeah.
sure they do.
Get reincarnated on a different planet? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
I don't know the answer to that, but how strange would that be?
Yeah, and how many different species of aliens are there.
Yeah. And what if you
Yeah.
go into Greek mythology and you go back to the Greek gods? What if that was a part of the alien situation?
Yeah.
You know, they
They come live on Mount Olympus.
yeah, or
Yeah.
go underwater.
Oh, well, see,
You know?
there's reports that they have encountered aliens underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they're all crazy people.
They're all crazy people.
Yeah, that's right. They don't know what they see. Or
I mean, there's definitely something going on, and whether it's like a
Certainly.
government technology that that civilians aren't privy to, or it is extraterrestrial, I think that there are enough accounts coming from different corners of the world that indicate something
Oh,
weird is
yeah.
there. Like
Yeah.
there's something there.
not just us.
Yeah.
That's
We all
over
hold
the
things
place.
close to our vest.
Yeah.
And we give it to people when we want to. We've even done that, right? With our videos that we're going to do something different with.
Yeah.
We'll release those when we're ready, right? When we think people are ready. We don't want people to know, you know?
Right.
So that is a common thing for people. So then you get in a group of people that agrees. Let's say there's 10 of them together. Let's go 11 because that'd be easier. And 6 of them say, yeah, let's release it. And 5 of them say no. Then it's going to get released, or the opposite. But, you know, I think what the biggest fear for our government is, well, my daughters, all 4 of them would freak the hell out if, in fact, it was proven that there's aliens. Just like they would also freak out if they found out there was a Sasquatch, right? They'd be like, lock the doors, man, and stay home. So that is because of Hollywood. That is because of the fear that we've created.
You mean
Instead
there's
of
not a Sasquatch?
there is Sasquatch, Dad.
Yeah, there
You
is
and I
Sasquatch.
believe in Sasquatch. We do believe in Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But so they've spent all this time generating fear for a reason. There's a reason behind it. What? I don't know. Control? Maybe? I don't, Trump, you want to do something besides changing the name of all the oceans and the states and whatever? Prove that.
I think, yeah, I mean, he's talking like he will. First day in office, I'm going to release everything.
Release it all, baby.
Maybe not everything, but yeah, he said he's going to release a
Well,
lot of sealed documents,
Maybe there
JFK,
is
and some
nothing.
other type stuff. Very well could be. And at this point, it's already gotten too far away from them. Like,
Yeah.
if the government came out and said there's nothing,
yeah.
no.
Now
Like,
you're lying.
Then you're going to get a whole group of people that
Now
push
you're
back
lying.
even harder.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and that's what this guy's saying is the danger of so many people believing that there is aliens, and the government is covering it up. That's what his.
But yet the government, on our money, it says it says right there, "In God we trust."
Yeah.
And there's no proof of God.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. There is proof of God.
No, there's not.
Exactly. There is no proof of God.
Well,
But there is proof of God.
Yeah, like
But there isn't proof of God.
how many people go to church?
Well, that's declining.
Why do you go to church?
Because if you don't, you're going to hell. But I don't believe that, by the
Where's
way.
hell?
Here.
The gates of hell are locked from the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Religion has ruined faith,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So maybe that's just what it is that, you know, they're trying to prepare us for what's ultimately going to happen anyway. My biggest fear would be that we as a species, our fear would outweigh the welcoming of something so opposite different. We've struggled with welcoming different, right? Our country has, our world has.
Huh?
We struggle with welcoming different. We want to put it away. We don't want to acknowledge it. You know, that's been a real thing for our species. What would we do?
Maybe these are people that have been created from reptiles. What would we do with that?
Or maybe they created
Yeah,
Us.
the,
Better speak lizard, you're gonna be in trouble.
Start talking lizard, old man. People are gonna be emailing the shit out of you.
my doctor, down in the Dalles, said he, read a science fiction thing where the whole thing was how to prepare humans, how to deal with them nicely, how to, do everything. And what that was for was prepare them for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And, who was the physicist who was had to use a machine to
Talk?
Huh?
Talk?
Who?
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
on first?
He said, and his idea was that there is nothing beyond death, but he said also you better be careful about who you tell where you are, because they might come get you, and I suppose that could be true.
Who's they? Who would come get you?
Aliens.
Dogs.
The aliens.
What if they actually are? What if these guys are actually drones?
Yeah.
They get
Oh.
into our lives. These dogs.
Yeah. They were sent
Mind
here
could blow. They were sent here, and they.
a couple thousand years ago. Well, I think there's something to being able to, like he said, it's too far. Well, again, I think there's a way. There's wormholes and things like that to get there right away, immediately, and it's even stories about our people having say, you want to go to Mars? Well, just a minute. We'll go there.
Yeah.
Then you're at Mars. You see,
Yeah.
they can do that. But
We'll end this podcast on this note. So now on the news, we are short space stations launch. We are short launch pads. That's the newest thing. Did you see that?
No, I have not.
There
seen
is
any
a
of this.
shortage of launch. Yes,
What does that mean
A-
for
a shortage-
spaceships?
a shortage of launch pads for, help me, shortage of rocket launch pads in our country, and it's
yeah,
in our world, an actual shortage. So we better hip haw and get going on that. But if
yeah,
those are actually landing sites
Oh my.
that they're preparing
yeah.
for, buy tin foil, people.
There's a lot of there's a lot of people getting into the space race, right? Is that kind of the philosophy there? Is people are trying to put rockets up and there's not enough pads? That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Well,
But hey,
trouble is,
But they've put the word shortage on there.
we got to be the Levi's of space stations, is what I'm hearing you say. Let's get into the
Yeah.
landing pad development game. Underserved market right there.
Not so sure your money wouldn't be well invested by investing in space exploration right now.
Oh man.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, probably not him. I'm not a fan,
Yeah.
but
No.
he's pretty rich.
Yeah. What are you reading right now, Ivan?
I'm reading about psychic energy.
Psychic energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
You didn't have to tell him that. You could have just closed your mouth and looked at him
yeah.
and saw if he got it. What are you reading about?
Telepathy.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
Psychic energy.
Psychic energy.
Yeah, we all have it
Huh.
in varying degrees,
Are you practicing psychic energy?
Well, I'm trying some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to affect the physical world, or
Well, it's to affect your world. Yeah.
no.
Yeah. The physical world. Yeah. It's the idea that you reach out and make everything else do what you want is not quite accurate, but you can make yourself do things, and then you can influence others through psychic energy too.
What if you use psychic energy more for understanding as
Well,
opposed to,
That's true.
Changing,
That's
yeah.
true too. It's you know, there's big energy, like we have to move things around, and then there's the psychic energy, which we use to heal ourselves and to heal others, and to get stuff from well, from how you get it. Yeah, yeah. But there'll be more about that later.
well, let's talk about psychic energy next time.
Okay?
Let's do it.
Sound good?
Yeah, we can do that.
So we'll do this again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, 2 weeks, folks.
Good job, Dad. Thank you
Thank you.
Yeah.
for watching the Ivan Files today, where in 2 weeks we may or may not have an alien sitting here.
Yeah.
Exclusive
Who
report.
knows?
Exclusive report.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
There you go.